Before we delve into these 5 terrifying paranormal stories, encounters and videos, how would you like to receive a daily horror-themed email directly to your inbox every morning? Well, you can fuel that horror instinct in you by subscribing to the Midnight Express, our creepy-themed newsletter. Click on the link in the description below or comment section to sign up now. A Ouija board gone wrong. Let's dive straight in with an extremely creepy video uploaded by Mellowbird in 2012. Mellowbird claims that this footage was filmed on Halloween night, where he sat down seemingly on his own with an Ouija board, a device that many use to contact the dead. The video is almost 8 minutes long and is filmed from 3 different camera angles in Mellowbird's haunted home. He sits at the table with the board in front of him and a large wooden cross in front of the camera. He starts by asking the board if there is anyone there, placing a glass on the table that he hopes will be moved by the ghost in question. Initially he receives no response. After altering the question slightly, his electronic doorbell camera set up next to him on the table starts to flash and ring before falling silent. For a while, Mellowbird fumbles around with his cameras before entering the bathroom. He starts to sound much more startled as he notices all of his bathroom products have been thrown from the side of the bath. Then, while he is in the bathroom, the wooden cross that was on top of the initial table is thrown to the left off screen, seemingly by an unknown force. When Mellowbird re-enters the room, he asks the ghost to do something in the room he is currently in, and he is not disappointed. Almost immediately, the wooden cross catches fire, the entire thing engulfed in flames. He becomes visibly scared at this point and rushes to put it out, then removes the cross from the house before ending the video. Take a look.
Is there anybody here? Okay, can you do something in the room I'm actually in, please? Preferably with this one, because better lights. Let's just put this on automatic. EMF TV, K2, you people number 1, the cross has moved. Holy shit, that's... I'm not religious, but that's... Ever set fire to anything in my house again, and I'm having you exercise. Scorch them up as well. No, actually, tell you what.
Mellowbird has tons of insane videos of his supposedly haunted house, and this startling footage is pretty creepy. What do you think? Does this show real poltergeist activity, or even a demon that has been summoned from the Ouija board? Or is Mellowbird faking his footage? Let us know below. Creepy CCTV. This is a 3-minute long video uploaded to the Ghost subreddit by user WayneBruce11. Wayne claims that nobody in their house could figure out why the TV was on in the morning. Moreover, it was set to a channel that they'd never watched. Supposedly, the user's family had dealt with a suspected ghost for over 15 years, and this is the first evidence they had caught on camera that they believe shows the spirit in action. Take a look.
Facultad de Derecho de la Universidad de Granada, Macare. Violento enfrentamiento entre partidarios.
In the video, the television can be seen flickering on and off, increasing and decreasing in brightness, and even changing channels on its own. For a while, the television seems to settle on the news. So what do you think is going on here? Is this direct evidence of a ghost operating someone's TV? This would most likely be classed as a poltergeist. Or is this a hoax? What do you think? Haunted Edinburgh vaults. This is a creepy photo that was uploaded to Reddit at the start of 2023. Without context, the photo seems to show a person obscured by light in the foreground, with two figures looking towards them in the background. It becomes much more unsettling when you hear that the user took this picture in Edinburgh Vaults, an underground city within a city, which encompasses much of Edinburgh's Old Town. Very little light is available down in the vaults, and they are said to be haunted. Consider how much more terrifying this is then, when you hear that the uploader did not see the people in the photograph when it was taken. Even stranger is that the tour guide, the person in the foreground, had commented that she sensed something to her right. The uploader claims that there was nobody standing in that corner of the room when the photograph was taken, but in the image you can plainly see two figures standing there, looming in the darkness. They appear to be two women, one dressed in red, and slightly taller than the other, who is dressed in green. They appear to be dressed in clothing from times gone by, which would make sense given how old the vaults are. So, how can this photo be explained? Is this real-life ghost footage caught on camera, or is this a simple trick of the light? What do you think? We have been to the Edinburgh Vaults personally, and can say that they are pretty creepy. The Curse of Lake Lanier. This is a strange tale from the countryside of northern Georgia in USA. 40 miles northeast of Atlanta sits Lake Lanier, 59 square miles of water that was created by a man as a result of the construction of the Buford Dam in 1956. It's a popular tourist and recreational site, with thousands relaxing on the lake's shores every year. But a dark piece of history runs underneath. Since the lake was created, it is estimated that almost 700 people have lost their lives on or in its waters. This is not one isolated disaster. The most people who have died there in a single year is just over 20, but it has claimed a disproportionate amount of lives in comparison to many other lakes. Causes of death range from boating collisions, drownings, and even animal attacks. This has led many locals and supernatural believers to consider that the lake is cursed. Some of this superstition dates back to the early 1950s, when the town of Oscarville occupied some of the land that the lake currently sits on. Oscarville was a small town populated mainly by black residents who faced injustice and racism at the hands of the white population of Georgia. Across the 1900s, lynchings took place in the town. It is because of these horrific lynchings that Lake Lanier and its unusually high death rate have been labelled as cursed by some. As for ghostly legends, in 1958, a car carrying two women crashed off a bridge and plunged into the lake. Many years later, locals reported seeing the ghosts of these women, and one of them became known as the Lady of the Lake. Locals believe that she would try and lure victims into the water. If any of you live near here, we'd love to know if you have any personal stories with the lake, and if you'd be willing to take a trip down there in the night to see if you can witness or capture anything strange. The 1962 Halloween Massacre urban legend. In a small idyllic American town free from crime, an unimaginable horror unfolded on Halloween night 1962. A group of high school students seeking an alcohol-fueled celebration gathered at Marla's house. With her father out of town and a stash of beer readily available, it seemed like the perfect location. As the night progressed, they enjoyed the company of trick-or-treaters, played pranks, and indulged in drinks. However, a shocking discovery was made when they reviewed a Polaroid photo taken by one of the students. Amongst the friendly faces, a man wearing an executioner's mask lurked in their midst. From that moment, chaos descended upon the party. Strange occurrences plagued the terrified group, who soon realized they were trapped inside a house with barred windows. The horror intensified when Marla and the photographer were found covered in blood, brutally attacked by the masked man. Panic gripped everyone as they desperately searched for escape, unaware of who could be trusted. Locked inside the house with no way out, the friends were defenseless against the relentless killer. The town was forever scarred by the ruthless massacre, which left no survivors. This urban legend states that the unidentified murderer remains at large, leaving behind only photographs and a chilling mask on a hillside outside of town. Although the authenticity of this tale remains unproven due to limited evidence, the question lingers: what do you believe?